That's good. That's good, man.
Ron's geeked out. Ron got this already.
Blackfilm.com.
All right. So you have a one-man show that you're on Broadway.
I do, Ron.
When you were first approached with the idea of the show, what were your initial feelings and what drew you in to accept the project?
Well, I was never approached because me and my wife, we watched Chaz Palminteri, A Bronx Tale on stage in a hotel in Vegas, and we saw that at the end. It was just such an amazing show. If you ever saw it on the stage, it's better than the movie. There's one man doing the whole movie. He's better than the movie. He should have just done the movie by himself. But I said, baby, I think I can do this because when I'm in Europe and Asia, I'm on stage telling people about my life, but the only difference is I'm taking questions from the crowd. But in this particular situation, I won't take questions. I do it like Mr. Palminteri from an artistic point of view. And yes, we've got a producer. He put it together for 2 weeks. It was sold out every night. And I was in Poland, Spike Lee was in Brazil, and he said, Mike, we heard about the show. Somebody that worked for Spike viewed the show, and he said, you should see the show. And Spike wanted to put it on Broadway. And once he put it on Broadway, it took on a life of its own, and that's why we're here today.
All right. And having played on the one person in the Broadway play, anything you learned about yourself that maybe you hadn't noticed or paid too much attention to in the past?
Like I said, I'm always worried about failing. You know what I mean? That's a big motivation factor for me to do well, because I don't want to fail. And I always know there's a possibility of failing when you're dealing with live audience, like in fighting. And have the same emotions. You feed off the people and hope that you do real well and you're making the right decisions when you're making these choices from these people's emotions of what they want. And it's pretty nerve-wracking, and I realize that I'm pretty insecure, and I want to succeed, even if I'm not doing well enough. I still want to succeed, and I'm more driven for success than I am for money. And those are the things I find out about myself, and I think it's really shallow, but it's just who I am.
Okay, and if we could just switch to boxing real quick. Talking about the state of the heavyweight division as of today, at one time you were the undisputed king of boxing and that division. What are your views on how the division has changed and the boxers that are currently in that division?
I don't know. The Klitschko brothers are fighting well. They're doing what they're supposed to do. Win. You know, regardless if people say it's not exciting enough. I'm a strong believer that boxing should be exciting. It should be like entertainment. And people should entertain the crowd by hurting the guy, because that's what they came to see, the guy get hurt. They want to see somebody get knocked out or beaten to a pulp, so to speak. And that's not happening. You know, people don't have the bad intentions. They don't want to hurt the other opponent. Either the officials make bad decisions, or else normally when you see a fight, it's such a mismatch, you know who's going to win before the fight even starts. And that's what I think is just giving boxing a bad eye.
And, you know, picking up on that, Floyd Mayweather, who is currently pound for pound the undisputed king of the sport, what are your views on him and the success that he's had during his career?
He's not good. It's gonna be a long time before somebody beat him. He's such a crafty fighter, masterful in the style that he employs, and it's really gonna be difficult to beat him.
Anybody you view today as possibly being able to take the torch and become the next great fighter in the sport?
Well, there's a bunch of fighters that are very capable of being great once Mr. Mayweather's not around anymore, because there's great fighters there, just that he captures most of the attention, and he overshadows them so much that you never really know who they are. But there's great fighters out there, and there continue to be great fighters, and we'll see what happens in time. Boxing has been in the doldrums before, and like myself, people have come to emerge to be sensational stars and knocking out people and giving the crowds what they want.
And as far as the one-man show is concerned, is there one point that you would like people